It just all of her. I feel so bad because I like Katy. Of the three, I think I would rather go see Katy.
Of Gaga instead of Gaga? Oh,
yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Katy. I think I don't know. I'm. What is it? A Katy cat?
I used to be.
I like Katy, but what I saw of her dance moves from the tour, it was not. It was not it.
It's the Pop Report.
So juicy. Good thing I'm fucking rich this year.
Oh my God, you're rich?
Hmm.
When did that happen? Tell me more. Tell me more.
I don't know. Every day it's another expense. It's like I'm pissing money every day.
You know, last time I remember you had air conditioning expenses. You had rent expenses.
I'm currently trying to negotiate with my building on my rent right now. It's every day is another.
Is 2025 testing you? Because I feel like it's tested me in so many ways.
Every day it's something new.
How was me being gone?
Great.
You and Stu held the fort down.
Yes, we did.
You and Stu recorded from home. I was in Mexico. Welcome back to the Pop Report. If you like the Pop Report, do what, Zack? Text your manager. No, hit subscribe.
Hit subscribe.
Send all the reviews and comments. We had a lot of comments since Stu's been on as well.
Yeah, we did. Did we? I haven't seen any of the comments.
I'm going to read.
I try to stay out of the comments these days. They're not very...
I know, because you love to get on after.
I refrain from reading comments these days until people tell me, they're like, I saw this.
Well, from our lovely people who listen, we have someone named Cass Gibbs said, miss hearing Andy on Friday. See, people miss me.
Aww.
And then this other review says, I'm shocked at the negative reviews for Andy. He's so fun. It makes podcasts worth listening, in my opinion. Came as a Zack fan, but I wish he could be nicer to Andy on here.
I'm not nice to you?
You know, I think everyone has feelings that we're both equally not nice to each other. So it's a loving relationship.
It is a loving relationship.
It's an abusive, loving relationship for camera.
It is.
Well,
no, I'm so nice to you. Shut up. I bought you coffee today. And
no, I didn't.
Did you buy me coffee last week? No, you did not. You bought yourself a coffee and didn't share.
Whoa, I didn't say anything bad to you. Whoa, I feel attacked now. I have been.
Oh, were you defending me? Sorry.
No, yeah, I was. I was like, hello. Well, what's new with you?
On edge this
what's
week.
new with you besides attacking me?
I had a fun weekend. I almost got in a fight over the weekend. Well, I did get into a fight.
Great.
There was this man. He was driving out of our apartment complex. He didn't realize we live in the same building, but he was driving out with his Tesla. And normally when you're driving out, you're driving onto a sidewalk. So you're like mindful of pedestrians.
Demure.
He just sped right out, almost hit us. And so his car, then he stops his car right in front of us because obviously he couldn't just drive out into the middle of the street. And he was more concerned with driving into the middle of the street rather than hitting pedestrians. And since I was one of the pedestrians that he almost hit, I decided to hit his car.
Wait. I zoned out for a second. I came back to, what'd you hit his car with?
My hand.
Oh,
well, to be fair, I didn't hit it hard. Yeah, I was just like, hello, like pedestrians here. Yeah, I mean, it was a love tap, so to speak. You know?
Oh my God, that's what my brother says when he likes to park his car. He's like, just a little kiss when he touches the car with his car.
Yeah. See,
you don't drive, you don't know that.
So anyway, I tapped his car, and then I walked around his car because it was on the sidewalk, and then he's like, did you just hit my car? And I was like, I'm not entertaining this. I'm just gonna keep walking. So then he gets out of his car.
What kind of car is it first?
It was a Tesla. It was an old Tesla.
You said that. Yes.
It was an old Tesla, not a new one. So, he shouldn't be flexing on that because there are newer models that actually have more current
many reasons he shouldn't flex a
chargers.
Tesla,
but so he gets out of the car and he's coming up to me. He's like, did you just hit my car? And I'm continuing to ignore him. He's like, hey, I'm talking to you. So then I turn around and I was like, what? And he's like, did you just hit my car? I was like, with my hand? I tapped your car because you almost ran us over and you're on a sidewalk and the sidewalk is for pedestrians. And his car was still parked on the sidewalk. And he's like, huh, huh, huh. And then he got in his car like a little pussy. Sorry.
Who are you apologizing to?
Just feel like my energy came in a little aggressive this episode.
It's okay. I think I watched last episode. I watched you and Stu. You know what I got a lot of messages about? You confusing fraternity with sorority.
I saw that. So I caught it halfway through the conversation where I kept saying sorority, but I meant to say fraternity, and then eventually I did correct it. But I had heard about people DM'd me about that. They're like, "Don't you know a fraternity is for guys and a sorority is for ladies?" And I was like, "Well,
a lady. Let's talk about that lady. Well,
but we both hung out with Housewives this weekend.
Oh my God, our hot headline, I feel like, is the trip I just went on, the whole conundrum of the Mexicali. I went to Puerto Vallarta, and I went to the opening of the Tryst Hotel. It's the LGBT hotel to stay at in PV. If you ever go, I think you should. Honey, there were surprises left and right. Like, they flew out Housewives. They flew out Demi Lovato. Found out, like, a lot of different things of people coming last minute. Kesha almost came. That's what I heard through the grapevine. It was very much passed around. And, like, Jennifer Coolidge was there.
I saw that.
They flew out everybody. Sonja Morgan, hung out with her all weekend. Yes, we've become friends. And Sonja, I love her. She goes, "Where's Antonini? What happened to Antonini?" I'm like, "Anthony? Anthony from Queer Eye?" She goes, "Yeah, Antonini, where is he?" And I was like, "Sonja, I'm obsessed with you." Like, we had breakfast together. We went to the beach together.
Love.
She, no filter, just like you. Absolutely no filter, and I'm obsessed with it.
That's like if you went on vacation with me to Puerto Vallarta.
Yes, if you're a 61.
Sure, that's probably going to be me at 61.
I had a lovely time sitting next to her in her rainbow bathing suit.
Oh.
But I was there, and I obviously was capturing stuff for work. So every morning, I was like, I'm just going to go downstairs and have a little breakfast and, like, report on whatever's happening. And I was like, Saturday morning, here I am, plopped down with my laptop, having a little coffee, sitting next to Laverne Cox, doing my thing. And I was just like, what is this fever dream of a weekend? Because everyone stayed all in the same place. Depending who you were maybe in another offsite property. But I was like, we have Sonja on the 7th floor. We have me on the 3rd floor. We have Jennifer in some other wing. And I was just like, I could hear every pool party, every damn thing till like 3 in the morning. But I was like, I had a great time.
Fun.
Shea Coulee, drag performance, like a whole 9 yards. Reported on so much.
Did you interview Sonja?
Interviewed, like, I'd say 10 to 15 people. Talked to Erica on the carpet. Like, there has just been so much. And I sat with my coworker Josh, and I'm like, Papa's tired. But Papa has so much to get through this week when we get back to, like, record, that I was like, there's just so much happening. I put my drink down. I'm like, let me get a little drunk. Let me, like, do my thing. Oops, we're working again. Laverne Cox is modeling by the pool. So anything and everything was a story there.
Fun.
Right? Yeah.
It looked fun. I mean, and the text messages that I was getting, and he's like, I'm just getting drunk with Sonja. We're having breakfast right now. And I'm just like, sounds like a time.
It was a time. Like, also never been to PV before. I've been to Mexico, Mexico City, other destination hotspots, but like PV, man, like it is so gay.
How long were you there? Is
I
it
was
like
there,
the Palm Springs of like Mexico?
Yes, I would definitely say that. There was like a lot of gay bars and stuff.
What made this hotel so like gay?
So
are they passing out prep for everybody? What's happening?
So the man who owns the Tryst, they are also building one in Fire Island in New York. It's launching in the summer. They're launching San Juan, Puerto Rico next year. But he is the same man who owns Mister, and he owns the Abbey. His name is Tristan. So yes, like, were they handing out prep? Probably somewhere behind the scenes. I didn't see it. But yeah, like they pulled out all the stops, and I can't imagine how much money they actually spent in millions to market this, but it very much splashed. I had so many texts of people being like, I see you in this video. I see you, like, reporting on this. I'm like, what? And they're like, I've been sent your article like 3 times, each 3 different people. I'm like, I'm just here in my hotel room with my AC, just living my life. But okay, thank you. Like, didn't realize the world is consuming Julia Fox left and right.
Yeah.
So, bonkers.
Wow.
Yeah. I think you'd have enjoyed it.
It looked like a good time.
I had pina coladas left and right. You see, listen.
I don't like pina coladas.
When I'm on a hotel vacation or I'm in a tropical destination of some sort, like at the Tryst, I was like, honey, give me another pina colada.
Mm.
I was about to get in my car on the way out to get into the car to the airport. And I was like, one more pina colada in the rooftop view. I have 3 minutes. I want one last pina colada. My friend Josh, he's like, I'm done. I'm like, I know you're done. I'm not. I barely drank this weekend. Well, actually, no, I just paced myself. Some girls
Smart.
did not pace themselves.
Sonia.
I didn't say that. Didn't say that. But did you, what was it like seeing it online? Like,
Fun. I mean, it looked like a blast. Jennifer Coolidge was there. She looked like she was living in that humid weather, but she was living her best life. I saw your interview with her, and she looked like she loved hanging with all the gays. And nobody tried to kill her.
Yeah, she almost got lucky, though.
Why?
She said she almost got lucky.
Oh.
We had a little interview together, and then after the interview, like we had cut it. She's like, I almost went for it. I almost said the story. And I was like, you should have, girl. This is the safe place to say. And I was like, you get lucky with the gays? What other iconic thing could have happened?
Yeah.
I love how your Pop Report logo is also an up and down on your mic. Turn the beat around, girl. Turn the beat around. Yeah. What a time. So that was me. I got back yesterday. Literally walked. You know what I didn't do at the airport?
What didn't you do at the airport?
I
Please tell
didn't
me.
go to the Uber place that you hate so much.
What did you do?
I walked all the way to In-N-Out. That's outside of the airport with my
That's
bag.
very far.
Not really. It's 0.4 miles. And my boyfriend picked me up. And I was
At
very...
In-N-Out?
Yes. And I was very happy because when I got out of the plane...
You went to the In-N-Out by the airport?
Judgment. And
Lots of judgment.
when I got...
I stand by my judgment.
When I got to the customs, they're like, you've qualified for global entry and TSA pre-check. Do you want to go interview? I'm like, how long does that take? They're like, however many people are in line down there. 3 people. And I was like, you know.
You don't have TSA pre-check?
I just got it now. So I didn't care
How
what.
do you not have TSA pre-check?
You know, I feel like I have so much judgment from you for not having TSA pre-check.
Because, like, that's like an automatic, like, you should absolutely always get TSA pre-check.
Oh, I know. I just don't want to go through the interview. And like, I'm like, I'm already at the airport. I can do it now. Great. So now I'm a traveling girl just like you who has TSA pre-check.
Great.
Where are we going?
I don't know. You're the one that's like the globetrotter right now, going on all these gay vacations.
No, you know who is the globetrotter?
Who?
Beyonce with her tour.
Good for
She, Gaga, and Katy Perry into our music news just catapulting.
Oh my God. Have you seen the videos of Katy Perry?
Which one?
The one where it looks bad. It looks bad. It just, all of her, I feel so bad because I like Katy. Of the 3, I think I would rather go see Katy.
Of Gaga instead of Gaga? Oh,
yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Katy. I think, I don't know. I'm, what is it, a Katy cat?
I used to be.
I like Katy, but what I saw of her dance moves from the tour, it was not it.
Yeah, so she opened in Mexico, so did Gaga, and Katy went to Gaga's show, and
Oh, fun.
the girls were a little like,
Wait, weren't they in drama because of Kesha?
yes, and so everyone was like, Katy, like, why are you posting this Instagram story about loving Gaga, and like Gaga went to, whole like court with the whole thing, like, so it very
Is
much.
Gaga still close to Kesha?
I don't know that much.
Sounds like she may be the problem.
I don't know that much of what happened and how close everyone is, but yeah, because the girls were all like in Mexico doing their shows, which Gaga's looks just like almost cross your eyes and tease or whatever they say. I totally butchered that, but her show is very, 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 very similar to her Coachella set. So like, if you didn't see it at Coachella, you'll see it somewhere else.
There you go.
But Katy's opening happened. I saw people who went. I also saw people who went to Gaga because they're so close.
Yeah.
And yeah, Katy's show opening, some of the production numbers, there's like this big tube monster. I did enjoy where she like had all of these people almost like stepping stones and she jumped one off of the other.
Yeah.
But the whole dance number really threw me in a loop.
Yeah.
People compared it to Jojo Siwa's like.
Jojo Siwa, her stomping moves.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not a lesbian anymore. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Jojo, what is that? What is she now?
She said she identifies a little bit more as being queer.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, she needs to make it more clear.
She says she's still navigating it, but she's like, I don't feel like the word lesbian. Like,
was it Mickey Rourke
fits.
that like
that did her
turned her?
over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like,
No.
now I like dick. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Mickey Rourke turning me? No, thank you. Look at that face. He'd be like, put that scream mask away. It's not Halloween. Take it back to Party City. Take it back to, what is it? Spirit?
Party City's bankrupt.
Spirit isn't.
How is Spirit Halloween not bankrupt? Because the way they pop up, I don't know how they do their leasing department. I don't know how they do their commissions, but they are taking over every abandoned movie theater left and right. Honey, how they outlasted Party City? Go figure.
Well, because they know when to pop in and pop out.
Oh, yeah, because they're irrelevant after a minute. They're also seasonal.
Yeah, that's why they know when to come in and come out. They just,
It's a party all year round, though. It's a Party City. Don't know what happened with you.
Yep.
But
like
back
an
to
absentee dad.
Like an absentee dad, he shows up sometimes.
Shows up when it matters.
So Beyonce, though, speaking of parties,
Yeah.
she kicked off her tour here in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's your favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I know she's always on your mind, just like others, like Chapel potentially pushing people. That's up for discussion. But Beyonce's entire show looked fun. It looked like, for what you call a lackluster album, she did a very nice visual performance with like dancers, a flying car. I don't think
she was on a flying horse. Well, how do you do Cowboy Carter without a horse and a flying car?
She had a piano. I saw that. And she had a cigarette in her mouth. And she like blew it. And when she threw the cigarette, it caught the piano on fire on the inside. I think that was some pretty cool like stage moments. She had a dress that was, it looked like LED and it changed colors and it changed like patterns.
Ooh.
That was some pretty cool stuff. She flew around on a big horseshoe at one point. I think they really did pull out a few stops, I will say.
Sounds more exciting than Katy's. I'll give her that. If it's a good show, it's a good show, and I have to own that it was a good show.
I will say it's a good show, and I had some people who I know who went said that she performed for like 2.5, 3 hours.
Wow.
Because it's 20 plus whatever songs. She brought out both of her daughters, and so there were some cute moments, and so whatever Kanye said about the whole shit back in the day.
We haven't heard it, but we never see the twins.
Well, we got Rumi.
Okay.
So, yep, we got her on stage. So, yeah, I will give it a, if someone gave me a ticket or a discounted ticket to go to Beyonce, I'd be like, I'll go. I'll go. I'm not going to pay top dollar. I just paid top dollar for Renaissance. When can I fork out that money again? I can't. I'm poor. I'm too poor. That really cost me a lot. Like, that was too much.
Well,
you have feelings?
No, I just don't get the Cowboy Carter hype, but I guess people will go listen to Beyonce yodel.
Do you think it was a missed opportunity to have Beyonce not bring anybody else out, not even Miley Cyrus, for the opening night of the tour?
Yeah, Miley probably didn't want to do it. But no, my thing is, my critique of Beyonce is I just think the tour is too back-to-back.
Yeah.
Like Taylor's not doing a tour.
It's
she
like
did
you
eras
going to the Bourbon Room on Valentine's Day.
Yes,
Too much back-to-back.
Too much back-to-back. And so that's why I took a year off. You got to build the demand, and now I'm going back on tour this summer.
Like Taylor. You
Like Taylor,
you
you
really
gotta
took
take
some
some time
mental
out.
notes
Well,
from the girls
actually-
you ridicule.
Taylor is in the hot and headlines this week. Have you seen did you see that people were speculating that Taylor and Travis were probably broken up?
Oh my God. Like, people just love to every 3 months go, it's a slow news day. Are they or are they not?
Well, they haven't been seen together a whole lot. People notice that they've been hanging out with their friends independently. And then a lot of speculation came from when the story broke that Travis Kelce had unfollowed Ryan Reynolds.
That whole conundrum.
Yeah. And so everybody was like, oh, but then they noticed, Travis Kelce's also not following Taylor Swift. But I don't think he ever followed Taylor Swift.
Glitch.
Yeah.
Glitch. Not
Hacked.
like clip.
Hacked.
Glitch.
So yeah, he is not followed. So, but I guess there's an exclusive source that was talking to Page Six and said, no, they're just fine. They're doing well. Everything's all good. And apparently they have a source that told Page Six that his unfollow of Ryan Reynolds was very deliberate because he wants nothing to do with the Blake Lively, Justin Belzoni legal drama.
It'd be really funny if
What?
you just didn't follow your significant. Like, what if I just didn't follow you at all?
No,
just
people
to drive,
do that, don't
just
they?
to, like, drive like Erica with your account.
But
So people are
but
always
I feel
talking like, does Erica Jane not like Zack
personal-
anymore?
No, she still does.
See, exactly. It makes people think though.
Don't make that a thing.
Erica
gonna
Jane
become a
doesn't
thing.
like Zack. New headline.
No. But like that's a thing, right? That like you don't follow your significant. I don't know. Is that weird?
It's
well,
like,
Taylor doesn't follow him, but Taylor doesn't follow anybody.
yeah, that's the thing. If you don't follow anybody and like you're not known for following anybody, then it's fine.
But
if
what's your take on him unfollowing Ryan Reynolds?
Travis Kelce unfollowing Ryan Reynolds is like deliberate. Remember,
Yeah.
like when you hit an unfollow
Yeah.
and you like clean through your Instagram, it's
Yep.
like it's time to go for you.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because if you don't want to see their stuff, you can mute them.
well, who was
And
the original
I
girl
mute
that
people
like?
all the time.
Who was the original girl that was like, let me see if Travis Kelce follows
Well,
him
everybody's
anymore.
so invested in all of the drama that I'm sure they're constantly checking who's still following who. I think TMZ was the first one to report it, that he had unfollowed him, and it happened recently, which also goes to my prediction that I think that they've contacted Taylor Swift's counsel to let them know to try and schedule her deposition because they're going to depose her. And I think Taylor's pissed that this legal saga is still going on and she hasn't been released. And now she actually has to go under oath and answer questions. And it's moving forward. And Blake and Ryan have done nothing to squash it. And I think now they're pissed. And so that's why I think Travis Kelce was like, I want nothing to do with these people.
We're jumping around a little bit in our rundown because we also have the Marvel news. Marvel's asking to be removed.
Oh, yeah.
From this whole thing. The word depose, it sounds like you're already guilty. Like, I don't like the word, like, depose.
Well, depose just means we're going to ask you questions under oath.
Yeah. But it's still
We're
a
just gonna
scary word.
We're
like,
going to grill
like
you.
Zach Peter, you've been deposed. And you're like, would you like to be deposed one day?
No.
Show me the deposition.
No, because depositions are really tricky. Because like the whole point is they want to get you to say something that can be used against you in court.
Would you, in a deposition, think it's worse to say no comment or give a comment? When your lawyer says, say no comment?
So the best legal advice that I've ever gotten
From ChatGPT.
is not no. I don't know how to use ChatGPT, or I would use it more often, but I really don't know how to use it. There was what was the question?
You got it. Yeah, your best legal advice is really nice.
Oh, yeah. So it's not to say no comment, but it's to answer with as few words as possible. So if they ask you a question, it's a simple yes or it's a simple no.
Like, did you sleep with Andy Lalwani in Vegas?
No.
No comment?
No, you can't expand upon that.
Yeah, no other words?
Technically, no.
Would you have liked to sleep with Andy Lalwani in Vegas?
Technically, maybe.
Well,
see, and that's how you not answer the question. You have to say yes or no.
Zachary Peter thinks about sleeping with his co-host
in Vegas with his boyfriend
at the time. Well, according to this, back to the whole deposition and stuff, the Marvel stuff. I didn't know also Marvel was an LLC. It says Marvel Entertainment
LLC.
LLC.
Either an LLC or an INC.
I thought they were going to be incorporated, like a corporation.
I would have thought, yeah, I agree.
Like
I would have thought that they would have been incorporated. Marvel being an LLC was strange to me.
So it says they want to squash the subpoena issued to Marvel from Baldoni's Wayfarer parties and issue a protective order.
Yeah. So what it is Baldoni's legal team is trying to subpoena Marvel to turn over documents about the character Nicepool from Deadpool and Wolverine. Because Nicepool was supposedly this character that Ryan Reynolds created to mock Justin Baldoni.
Does that mean
remember
we get the
with
footage
the man
too?
bun?
Like all that unedited. Do
They're
we get that?
asking for everything. And so Marvel's fighting back, and Marvel's saying, no, we don't want to participate in this. So they've issued a letter to the judge saying, hey, we don't want to have to turn over this information because there's proprietary information that we don't want to, we feel like we shouldn't turn over because that could harm our business. And so they're fighting to not have to turn anything over in relation to the lawsuit because they're saying it ends with us, and Deadpool and Wolverine are two separate projects that have nothing to do with each other. So they're trying to get out of it. Baldoni's team is now fighting back. They've made it clear that they've tried to work with Marvel in mediation, and that their attorneys have kind of gone back and forth, and Marvel's not willing to participate or buckle or fold or give anything over. So we'll see where that goes. But I mean, it's not looking good. Everybody's getting dragged in.
You know what I heard this weekend?
What did you hear this weekend?
I was with a couple of the reporter girlies, and they go, "Oh my God, you have a podcast with the Blake Lively guy."
It's better than the Housewives guy. I used to hate that when I would like. This is why I don't like going on dating apps, because then people are always like, "Oh, you're that guy," or "You're oh my God," or they don't want to. go out with me.
They were
because-
like, I love his legal rundowns, but
Oh,
some of
that's
the,
nice.
They're like the other stuff. It's like meh, but like I love the legal analysis of stuff, and so you got a little, you got a like nice little shout out from the side.
Interesting. I'm curious who these reporters are now.
Yeah, but what's it like to be known as the Blake Lively guy?
I mean, I'm always known as something, so it's a good time.
As your best legal advice says, what is your comment on being known as the Blake Lively guy?
yes.
Little words as possible, legal. No comment, just little words as possible.
Yes, because then you're technically answering and you're not pleading the fifth. Because when you plead the fifth, it's like, oh, are you trying to hide something? Or I don't recall. That's the other party line. I don't recall.
Do you recall that you made many statements online?
I don't recall.
Great.
What statements did I make?
Who gonna check me, boo?
Oh, go and check me, boom.
Well, I know that there have been a couple things going on. Yeah.
Are you excited to see another Simple Favor this weekend?
Oh my God.
It
I knew-
premieres.
I was
watch-
like waiting. I was stalling. I was like, he has another thing to say. I know it.
Well, because everyone I saw online was dragging Blake Lively because did you see her wardrobe malfunction?
Why would we even call it a wardrobe malfunction? It's just armpit.
Well, no, it's yes, they're talking about her armpit, but it's because her spray tan was all over her dress. It had like smeared all over her dress, which again, if you're going to have a fresh spray tan or body makeup, make sure it's dry so that it doesn't transfer onto the clothes. Okay? It's like Housewives at the reunions when they get up from the
that
couches
seat-
and the seat is just full of body makeup.
Why is this Blake Lively armpit spray tan getting more attention than the entire reunion of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills ruining an entirely nice couch?
Because Blake is the from the Blake guy. This is Blake
From the
is
Blake Lively guy
topic.
himself.
Yeah, this is the topic that everybody wants to talk about. She's on everybody's lips. No teeth.
Yummy.
Yummy.
Well, aside from that, do you have any big things that you've had on your chest for this week that no one's talking about?
A lot of things that I can't say on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on this one, Andy.
No comment. Oh my God. I have.
What's on your chest?
Oh my God. Two things. First, number one, if I'm not drinking, doesn't mean I'm not having a good time, honey.
Yes, it does.
I can drink without a good time. Second of all,
That's actually true. Andy's actually a really good time, even when he doesn't drink.
yeah, I'm like, I have been told so many times. Okay, this is like a little interesting, but when I was growing up and like everyone was like, "Oh my God, are you drunk? Like you have so much energy and like you're dancing." I'm like, I'm having a great time. I don't
He's
need to
like,
be.
"No,
I don't need to
was
have a
just
drink in
doing
my
Coke."
hand. Not that, but how many times I get that sometimes when I go on trips and people are like, "Are you having a good time? You're not drinking." I'm like, first of all, I can't drink like the rest of you, so like I pace myself and I don't thrash through the afternoon.
Yeah.
Second of all, I make sure I can have a little fun. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday,
Yeah.
I can have a pina colada in hand.
Yeah.
But so many girls were like, "Are you having a good time? You're not drinking." I'm like, I'm just not drinking as much as you, honey.
It's not fun when you're with somebody that's not drinking, though. So I went to the Vanderpump Villa premiere party with Stu, who filled in for Andy because Andy called out last week. And so he wasn't drinking there. And I was like, okay, well, then don't talk to me. And then we went to the Countess Luann had her show over the weekend, I
Yes.
think on Friday. When did we? I don't know what day it is. Today's Tuesday. I don't know. One of the days over the weekend. We went to that, and he was drinking there, and he actually, it was very fun. But here's the reason why I think people should drink more often. Okay, I'm going to get this off my chest.
Say it with your chest.
Because when you drink less frequently, then your tolerance goes down. And so because Stu has started to peel back his drinks, when we went to Countess Luann, he ended up blacking out. Okay? And I didn't realize he was in a blackout. Here, I'm going to read you. I don't think he'll mind, but I'm going to read you the text message that he sent me the night after the show.
Oh my God. I know you're going to get a text message from Stu saying, "Why did you say this on air?"
He said, "So sorry I did the Irish goodbye last night. I got too drunk.
Wait,
It hit me all
Pause.
at once."
He left you?
Hold on. So he said, "So sorry I did the Irish goodbye last night. I got too drunk and it hit me all at once, and I cannot be wasted in public, especially after an event like that. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Hope you had fun." And I responded, "LOL, Stu. We left before you and we said goodbye." I was like, you were really blackout. If you don't remember, we left. And I think he left as we were leaving as well. So, but here's the thing. It's because his tolerance is now, and he's Irish. He can drink.
Yeah.
And I was drinking more than him that night.
You know, I just don't like when I'm pressured to drink and someone's like, you're not drinking, you're not fun. I'm like, I am fun and I can drink and I just choose when I want to.
Great. Then go to one of those stupid sober bars. You'll never catch me at a sober bar. Like, that sounds like the worst thing. Here's the thing. If I'm going to a place without alcohol, great. I will go to a place without alcohol and I will enjoy the experience. But I don't want to go to a sober bar. That to me doesn't sound like any fun.
Sometimes you aren't fun either, but I'm still with you.
I know.
Anyway, speaking of fun things, we have a lot of things that are coming out that are fun.
Like Another Simple Favor. Are you going to watch it?
I heard it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard it's
It looks good. I'm going to watch it.
Just because something looks good doesn't mean it's good deep down inside.
I'm going to watch it. I like Anna Kendrick.
Well, we also have on our Watcher Skip a few other things that are coming up. So I have a couple reports. This is from Variety. Martin Short is to host Match Game. There's a revival happening.
Oh.
Did you ever watch Match Game?
No.
You make fun of me for not seeing things.
What is Match Game?
Oh my God, it's match when they try to match like people together, and it's like a. Anyway,
Like
I'm not
for love?
Yes.
Oh.
So
Like Love Connection?
different.
Or like The Bachelor?
So, it had previous versions of the Match Game with Alec Baldwin. I don't know if you remember this back in like 2016. It had 5 seasons. The most recent season was shot before the pandemic.
Fun.
So that obviously changed some things. But I think Martin Short would be like a fun time.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's been a part of daytime talk shows and more. But I think that overall is going to be a really fun thing. I want to see some more like fun random game shows that I can just like put on the background. Bring back my game shows.
How often are you watching game shows, Andy?
No, but like in public when people just have TV on in the background, like in a hotel lobby and something, like, oh, that's cute. Like Wheel of Fortune. Like, show me things that I can like be interactive with for like 20 seconds.
No, see, more than game shows, we need more like Maury and Jerry Springer. That was the
Oh.
TV that raised me. Did you ever watch that as a kid?
You know, that really tracks it. All of
Doesn't
that
it really
raised
make
you.
sense?
That
Jerry. And it was always like a little person who's like a cousin and you slept with them, you know?
You know, there's so many parallels with that show in your life.
Is there?
A little person showed
Oh,
up at
I
your door
did,
before. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Maury, you are not the father. Oh, those were the best.
You had
You
you
were, like,
almost
at
were
the
the
edge of-
father?
What?
You had a life situation where you were almost the father?
No. Although, I don't know, my father, my baby father, well, it's not
You
my
are not the child.
No,
Basically.
my father had a Maury situation though, but it was the baby after me. But no, that was great. You were always on the edge of your seat week after week, and you're like, is he the father? Is he not the father? And it was just, you know, it was like the anticipation. Or the lie detector. Oh, when Maury did the lie detector, that was great. Oh, you know who I'm loving right now is Judge Judy.
See?
She's all over
senseless-
TikTok.
Oh my God, bring me back my senseless television.
She's all over TikTok.
Well,
And she's
and other news of other stuff, this is a throwback. Desperate Housewives reboot from Kerry Washington and more are set to be in development.
Interesting.
Right? I was like, a new iteration of Housewives in a different form. Like, whenever I had things come up,
Interesting.
like, specifically, I think of Housewives, I think of Desperate Housewives. And then I used to, before, like, knowing things about Housewives, I'd always get the two confused. I'd be like, Desperate Housewives or Real Housewives are the same thing, but it's currently titled Wisteria Lane. And so Natalia Chavez is to write and produce with Kerry Washington. And so I'm interested in this day and age, what we gonna get.
Yeah, with Carrie. Is she just producing it or she's going to star in it too?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Don't know.
Interesante.
Interesante, my favorite Spanish word. Well, aside from that, do you have any other news to like bring in for this fun episode?
Teddy Mellencamp made a good announcement.
Yes. Oh
She's-
my God.
Announced that her treatment for her cancer, or for the tumors in her brain and her cancer, that the treatment seems to be working, so she's in a much better place. She's expected to end up being cancer-free soon. So I think that's good. I mean, it's been obviously a journey for her. She says that she's excited to get back on track with her life. And, I mean, I can't even imagine dealing with all of her skin cancer and then finding all of the cancer in her, or all of the tumors in her brain.
Yeah.
But the tumors are shrinking, so the treatment is working, and so hopefully she'll be cancer-free soon.
Yeah. Like, great news. Amazing news. Like, how many times we talked about her and wishing her well. Like, such great news. On the opposite side, there was some other not great news in Bravo world and Bravo personalities. Dorit officially filing for divorce.
Oh, yeah.
That, on the same day those pictures came out,
It was the next morning, which leads me to believe that it was a setup.
You think?
I think she set it up. I think she knew that he was already seeing somebody, and she wanted to make. I mean, you don't file for divorce overnight. Like, that's something that you have to prepare that paperwork for and sign and do all of that stuff. That the paperwork had to have already been ready. They just happened to file it after the photos dropped, which to me the timing was like it was less than a 12-hour window from when the photos were published to when the divorce filing was official. So I think, I mean, I don't know, maybe she had somebody follow him because she knew that he was sleeping around and she needed him to, well, I guess he wasn't sleeping around because they're technically separated, but yeah.
What a time.
I think she was prepared for that, and she was waiting for that to become public so that she could then officially file the paperwork.
What a time.
Yeah. Did you see Tom Sandoval was trashing the Vanderpump Rules reboot? He was just on Johnny Bananas' show, and his, Death, Taxes, and Bananas, I think is what it's called. And Tom was talking about how the reboot's coming out, and he says that it's a really dumb idea because... And I made this, I was actually just on Stu's podcast, and I was saying that, like, I actually agree with Tom Sandoval that...
For once? No.
I agree with him that, like, the original Vanderpump Rules was about these young 20 and 30-somethings that are trying to make it in Hollywood, right? They want to be actors and musicians and models. And this new era of Vanderpump Rules, which is kind of the point that Tom made, he's like, the people that you're seeing on the show that have been cast for this new reboot, they're all people that got a job at SUR because they were hoping to get on the show. And so rather than them trying to make it in Hollywood, they're all people that are trying to make it in reality TV. Like, they want to be reality stars and they want to build personal brands and use the reality show to build that.
And that was the reason they kind of dumped in a way, everyone, because they're like, you've all made it now. And
exactly.
You need some fresh faces.
That's the point. But it's like, you can't recreate what you created 10 years ago when these were people that didn't want to be reality stars. They did reality TV to have a job, to have a gig so that they could eventually become Angelina Jolie. Like, Sheena really believed she was a pop star and she thought that she was going to be the next Kesha. Like, they believed and they bought into it.
Yes.
Sandoval thought that he was going to be a musician and an actor and all these things, right? And ultimately, and Schwartz was like a working model that, like, eventually they gave up on all of those gigs because then they became personalities and reality stars. And so that's what this new generation is like. They want to then be the new cast of Vanderpump Rules rather than they want to be actors or actresses.
I did see Tom Sandoval hanging out with Dylan Efron at Stagecoach, and I think that was a very lustrous moment for them to be having a good time.
They did Traders together.
Yeah, I wonder how many people from Traders still keep up with each other.
I don't know.
And I've learned some tea about people who have turned down Traders many times.
Who?
I won't name names.
Sonja Morgan.
I won't say names. I learned of some people who
Jennifer Coolidge.
Maybe the money wasn't right for some people.
Who else did you interview?
I don't know, girl. But I think that's enough for our pop report today.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think we kind of ran through quite a few stories.
Oof.
I know. We have so many people who have been in the comments of our episodes and more. So if you love the pop report, obviously leave a review. If you don't, Zach will hate your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that, we bid you adieu.
See, I need to learn how to, like, control my impulses.
And that's when you
like,
just log off.
You should not be hitting cars.
That's when you just unsubscribe. You log off. Don't unsubscribe from this, though.
Yeah, don't unsubscribe from this. Keep subscribing.
And we'll see you soon.
Yay.
Bye.